OMG, you guys. I was about to have the best intro ever, but it didn't work. So now I just have to explain it. I called Brandy Melville and I talked to an associate about their website and the way it says extra small/small next to every piece of clothing. I was so scared that the entire premise of my episode was destroyed and that I indeed was falsely advertising, that Brandy was falsely advertising. But I'm not, because they are. Buenos días, buenas tardes, y buenas noches. I am your host, Eleanor Arillo, and as always, welcome back to El Momento. Today, we are going to be talking about Brandy Melville and the various issues that have arisen with the release of the recent docu-series. Specifically, my main concerns we are going to be covering in this episode are racial discrimination with sizing, false advertising, and creating unrealistic stereotypes for young women. So get ready, because just like trying to get out of a shirt that's too tight, this is going to be a ride. For starters, let us begin by summarizing the documentary. This is a summary I found online. It states, the documentary covers claims from exclusionary and problematic sizing practices, the fact that their clothing is all one size and that size is equivalent to an extra small/small in the United States, to reports from staff of racial discrimination and sexual harassment. Along with outing these horrifying practices, the documentary also uses the brand to draw attention to the growing problem of fast fashion and its negative impact on human rights and the environment. The rapid production of clothing creates horrible conditions for those manufacturing them, and the rapid disposal leads to horrible consequences for the planet. The documentary argues that the exploitation of Brandy Melville's store employees parallels the exploitation of those making the clothes. It also brings to the forefront the havoc that textile waste wreaks on the planet and people. Let's start off with my first point. Brandy Melville's very apparent racial discrimination negatively reflects the company as it deters customers who are not the target demographic they are trying to sell to. As you open up the site for Brandy, you can immediately see the issue I am referring to. That photo, and many others just like it, are the product pictures customers must refer to when shopping for clothing. The obvious issue with this is that all these females appear to be Caucasian, skinny, and have Eurocentric features. Why is this an issue? Because our world is made up of people with various ethnic and racial backgrounds, and just by opening their site, you can tell exactly who they are trying to appeal to. I think you can see the obvious issue here already. Now, you can easily say that I don't have to shop there because I know their clothes won't fit me, but that's not what Brandy tells me. Brandy is telling me that one size fits all. And am I not included in that all? This brings me to the biggest issue I will be talking about today, which is that Brandy Melville falsely advertises their products by stating that one size fits all when it does not. In the summary of the documentary, it is stated that the size equivalent of the clothes at Brandy Melville is the equivalent of a US size extra small/small. How can a brand that states that they are tailored to fit all justifies this sizing issue? Here's the thing. They don't. But their fans are quick to respond. Social media has quite literally gone up into a frenzy after the release of this documentary. People are insulting each other left and right, so much so to the point where I'd like to dedicate a chunk of this episode to just reading these comments and giving my best answer. So let's start off with a fiery one. This was written by @SophiaClark123. This is her quote. Okay, but now petite and extra small girls can't have their own store, but XXXXXXL can? Okay then. Thanks for that commentary, Sophia. Let's dive into it. You're right. Everyone should be treated equally, but you're missing something there. It's not a one or the other type thing. Petite and extra small sizes should have stores where they can shop, but you shouldn't feel the need to rudely call others out. Next. This was written by @BabyJuice333. Oh, but plus size exclusive stores are allowed to exist? Everyone get a grip and let petite girls have something to themselves. Key word there, exclusive. That hypothetical store you're mentioning is exclusively plus size, whereas Brandy has not labeled itself as a store made for petite or extra small/small women. Final one. This one is short, but not very sweet. @Savannah Miller says, the only ones mad are the ones who can't shop here. Get over yourselves. Gosh, Savannah, you are so right. I should just get over myself and scrap this entire episode just because I can't shop here. Well, I guess that's all, you guys. See us next week for a new episode. I'm not that easy to get rid of. Just like these comments, there were many others, but there were some rays of light amongst it as well, such as Ains.Young and at TreeSimp. As Ains put it, guys, it's not the fact it's only meant for smaller people, but that it says one size, but won't even bother to just say extra small, small. And Tree has a similar vibe saying, I don't give a about anyone trying to defend Brandy as a petite brand. They market their clothes as one size fits all. They quite literally don't think of themselves as a petite brand, so you shouldn't either, which is exactly my point here. This is false advertising. You can't say you fit everyone when in truth you just fit extra small/small size girls. Which brings me to the overall point of this, the unrealistic body expectations Brandy is setting. On the screen should now be my last pieces of photo evidence. If you had to take a guess where these images came from, they look like they came directly from an Instagram model's feed, right? These images are girls on the Brandy Melville site. Now imagine you're 13 and easily imprintable. You go to try and shop here because all your friends are, but you take one look at their models and say, she doesn't look like me, so I need to look like her. And then the cycle continues. Brandy Melville's mission statement says, to encourage young women to challenge stereotypes and expand the definition of beauty through fashion. Brandy Melville's target audience is young women between the ages of 15 and 24, especially teenage girls. The brand's style is described as casual, minimalistic, and bohemian, and its slogan is, one size fits all. This isn't encouraging at all. It brings so many girls down because the entire concept, one size fits all, doesn't exist. It is false and impossible because all women and girls are unique and beautiful in their own ways, and you can't fit us into boxes. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Please make sure to share, subscribe, or simply just leave us a like. Tune in next Sunday for the next deep dive. I'm your host, Eleanor Arillo, and this has been El Momento. See you next time.